In this video, you will discover how to draw facial features with the necessary knowledge of their relative proportions and construction.
How to Draw Facial Features by Vladimir London. I will make drawings with single-stroke lines because I want you to see every line very clearly. That is why I will make illustrations in pen and ink. Metal nib pens are a bit stiff for the purpose of free-flowing fast lines, so I will make a reed pen. Using a reed pen is totally optional. Right now, don't worry about where to get one or which is better, reed or bamboo. I sharpened a piece of hollow stem with a craft knife, and it's time to test this new pen. I will use sepia ink. It has attractive warm brown color which looks nice on paper. It's easy to draw long free-flowing lines with a reed pen. It glides on paper surfaces in any direction. We're focusing on the drawing process, not the tools themselves. It is not about what tools and materials you have, but how good your drawing skills are. Just get a graphite pencil and start sketching. In the Life Drawing Academy course, you'll see one video that explains the proportions of a skull. Imagine that the volume of the dental part of a skull is formed by a sphere roughly the size of a tennis ball. This ball can be split in half, and we draw two more horizontal lines above and one line below its center. All distances between the lines are equal. 3 small circles are marked, one above and 2 below the center of the ball. The corners of a mouth lie just below the central horizontal line. The upper lip curves as a bow, and the lower one encompasses 2 spheres. The philtrum would span between 2 horizontal lines. The top line coincides with the base of the nose. The distance from the base of the nose to the bottom edge of the lower lip is equal to the distance from that edge to the bottom of the chin. 2 vertical lines can be plotted through prominent points of the lips. They lead down to the points of the chin. It's a very simple yet effective scheme for portraying the lower third of a head in the full face view. Of course, you don't have to draw the ball and horizontal lines every time you draw a portrait, but you can keep those virtual shapes and lines in mind. Now, let's make another drawing. This time, I will use the same scheme with the ball in the 3/4 view from below. I just want to show you that it doesn't matter which point of view we have. Constructive drawing principles would be the same. Here's the tennis ball that takes the upper and lower jaws of the skull. In the 3/4 view, its central line appears as a vertical oval. Because we see the mouth from below, horizontal lines will look like horizontal ovals. Three spheres of a mouth are seen from the oblique angle. You may notice that the corners of the mouth are symmetrical, but the left part is foreshortened. The upper lip bows from the philtrum to the corners. The line between the lips twists around the spheres. and the bottom lip embraces the two lower spheres. I will quickly mark tonal hatching lines along contours of the head. Contours of a mouth are individual. Some people have full lips, others have slim. Curvature, volume, proportions, location, all can vary from person to person. The best way to familiarize yourself with different types of mouths is to make hundreds and hundreds of sketches from life, memory, and imagination. Rendering tonal values is optional. I will show just a few examples of exercises that you may do to improve your knowledge of how to draw a mouth. Aim for quantity, not quality. With time, speed will increase. It is a subproduct of experience. Depict different types of a mouth. Observe people around you. Analyze what difference in mouth construction they have. Drawing in ink is fast and a bold technique that requires confidence and precision. Mistakes are very difficult to fix because ink marks are not erasable. Experiment with different points of view. For example, here I draw a mouth as seen from above. Here's another challenging view. There is one secret of how to draw a mouth skillfully. It requires practice. Making a sketch won't take much of your time. I will demonstrate it on this example. Including the time I am spending on dipping a pen into ink, it takes under 20 seconds to make one drawing. Don't tell me that you don't have 20 seconds a day. Lack of time is just an easy excuse. In 4 minutes, you can make 12 gesture sketches like this one. How many sketches have you done yesterday? Here's another method of drawing a mouth. 3 curved lines divided by the symmetry line. I will demonstrate it once again in a different, more challenging view. This time, we see contours of a mouth from above. It doesn't matter if some of your drawings might not look good on the first attempt. Check your progress after 100 repetitions. How to Draw a Nose by Vladimir London. The shape of a nose can be oversimplified as a prism. Here's its front view. The top and bottom sides of this prism are isosceles trapezoids, which means they have the same base angles, so the prism's lateral sides are equal in size. Of course, the construction of a nose is a bit more complex than a prism. The place between the eyebrows is called the glabella. The nasal root, or nation, is where the forehead bone meets the nasal bones. The bridge of the nose spans below the nation. At the end of the nasal bones, it is the widest. The ball of the nose is simplified as flat planes. The wings of the nose are also streamlined. Side planes of the nose are split into 2 parts here to depict the widest part of the nose. I add some tonal values to emphasize the geometry of the nose's planes. To draw a model's nose realistically, you have to know its construction. In life, those planes are very subtle and difficult to distinguish, so I overemphasize the nose geometry. To put in place some terminology, I will give names to the nose planes. The ridge of the nose has top and front planes. The ball of the nose has top, front, and bottom planes. The ball side is divided into the upper side and lower side planes. The wing of the nose has top, bottom, and side planes. This particular terminology is not conventional, but it will serve for the purpose of this lesson. The place where the frontal bone, which shapes the forehead, meets with the nasal bone is called the nation. You will see how to draw a skull, its proportions and anatomy in dedicated Life Drawing Academy video lessons. To understand the shapes of the nose planes, we also need to talk about cartilage of the nose. I will first draw bones of the nose to which the cartilage connects. Once again, here are nasal bones, the pear-shaped nasal cavity, and the vertical wall, which is called the septum. The cartilage parts of a nose are structural components that are softer than bones, elastic, and smooth. Their primary purpose is to hold air passages open at all times. In the middle, there is the septal cartilage. It is quadrilateral in shape and separates two nostrils. At both sides, there are lateral cartilages. They have triangular shapes. Lateral cartilages influence the front plane of the bridge of the nose, as well as take part in side planes of the nose. The ball of the nose is shaped by major alar cartilages. They have intricate shapes and take part in forming both medial and lateral walls of the nostrils. The nose wings are shaped by dense and fatty connective tissue. They are arched like a kite or a boat sail and take part in forming the walls of the nostrils. Here, I'm giving you the method of seeing and analyzing different shapes using planes that follow nose anatomy. Your task is to take this tool and use it in finding individual features of your model's noses. Of course, you don't have to draw planes and borders between them. But if you do, your artwork may look more attractive and interesting. Drawing these types of helping lines gives you the advantage of constructively building a nose, using the knowledge of its anatomy and geometry. Also, when you use planes in drawing, it is easier to keep foreshortening and perspective under control and apply tonal values along plane surfaces. This greatly helps to reveal the three-dimensional nature of a nose in life drawing. The secret of drawing a nose skillfully is to use the knowledge of its anatomy and construction and practice by making hundreds of sketches from life, memory, and imagination. It doesn't matter that most of your sketches could possibly look ugly. With time and practice, your skills will get better and better. Fill your sketchbooks with scrabbles of noses. After this lesson, you have the knowledge to skillfully draw all kinds of noses. Here are some bad and good drawings from my sketchbooks that are done from memory and imagination.
How to Draw Ears by Vladimir London. An ear in profile view looks like the letter C. Its outer outline is formed by the helix. The part of the helix that curves inward is called the crus of the helix. Next to the helix is the antihelix. Other important landmarks of the ear are the tragus and the antitragus with the notch between them. At the top, the antihelix splits into two arms, forming the triangular fossa. One arm connects to the head and the other supports the helix. The lower part of the ear is called the lobule. The area between the antihelix and tragus is called the concha. The width of an ear is 1/2 of its height. Please note, every model is different, and proportions will vary from person to person. The height of an ear can be divided into 3 equal parts. In the top third, there are the 2 arms of the antihelix. The middle part is taken up by the concha, and the lower third is occupied by the lobule. Now that you know the ear's construction and proportions, I will show you how an ear is connected to the skull. This will help you draw more realistic portraits from life, memory, and imagination. The base of the nose is on the same level as the base of the skull. The ear channel is just above that level. Another important level goes through the eyebrow ridge. The line where an ear connects to the skull is tilted. Its angle is parallel to the lower jaw ramus. An ear is as high as a nose. The tragus covers the ear channel. In this view, the ear channel is located right above the first vertebra, the place where the skull connects to the neck. The distance from the eyebrows to the base of the nose is the same as from that base to the chin. To practice, do multiple sketches. Draw thoughtfully the ear's anatomy and geometry. With time and practice, quantity will grow into quality.
How to Draw Eyes by Vladimir London. An eye has an asymmetrical shape. Its top and bottom points are not on the same vertical line, but shifted off-center in opposite directions. The top point is 1/3 the distance from the eye's medial corner, and the bottom point is 2/3 from that corner. The upper eyelid arches upward, and its top point is 1/3 of the distance from the medial corner. The bottom point of the lower eyelid is 2/3 from the medial corner. In this drawing, you may see that the lower edge of the eye socket is on the same level as the middle of the nose. This is also the top of the cheekbone arch. The eyeball is just under 1 inch in diameter. Most of its volume sits inside the bony eye socket. Note the thickness of the upper and lower eyelids that wrap around the ball. Once again, the nation and the bridge of the nose coincide with the levels of the eyelids. I will now draw an approximate outline of the face, taking into account the thickness of the muscles underneath. It is important to know that the wing of a nose and the eyeball are not on the same vertical line. Also, the distance from the wing of a nose to the eye socket is quite small, about 1 finger in the width. Of course, you don't have to draw an eyeball sphere every time you do a portrait. However, keeping its shape in mind greatly helps in drawing an eye realistically. Here's the tilt of the eyelids and the gap between the eye and the wing of the nose. Also note that the distance from the wing of the nose to the lower eyelid is comparable to the width of the thumb. In this sketch, I will draw an eye in the view from below. When an eye is seen from this point of view, you may note that the thickness of the lower eyelid might not be visible. The eyeballs are not marked in drawing, but their spherical shapes are well presented by the curvature of the eyelids. The thickness of the lower eyelid is always light when the source of light comes from above. The thickness of the upper eyelid is in shadow. Also, the upper eyelid casts a shadow on the white sclera of the eyeball. The sclera is never totally white because it has a spherical shape and always has shaded areas. Leaving the white of the eyeball too light is one of the junior mistakes you need to avoid. The lower eyelid is turned away from the light source and therefore is in shadow. It's time to put all this information into practice. I will draw 2 portraits from imagination in Reed pen and Sapia ink. The full face portrait starts with the vertical line of the face symmetry and the horizontal line of the lower eyelids. Above is the line of the eyebrows. The distance between the 2 horizontal lines can be used to locate the top edge of the nose wings. The distance from eyebrows to the nose wings is the same as from the central line to the lateral corner of the eye. The distance from the eyebrows to the base of the nose is equal to the distance from the central line to the end of the eyebrow ridge. The levels of the eyebrows and the base of the nose are the top and bottom boundaries of an ear. In the front view, we see the outlines and contours of the helix, antihelix, and lobule. The medial space between the eyebrows and the upper eyelid is concave. The lateral space is convex. The line between the eye's medial corner and the wing of the nose is tilted. This angle is similar to the tilt of the ear. The nose bridge is on the level of the lower eyelids. Drawing a central line of the face helps to keep the symmetry in place. I will now add some tonal rendering to complete this sketch of facial features in the 3/4 view.
Life Drawing Academy is the ultimate course for artists who would like to achieve advanced levels of figure and portrait drawing skills. As a Life Drawing Academy student, you will receive unlimited access to 52 figurative drawing video lessons. The length of each video depends on how many parts it has. There are 72 video parts in total, with various playing times depending on their contents. The total combined length of all the video lessons is more than 20 hours. You call it life drawing, but how can I learn it from videos? Life Drawing Academy is not some copy what you see course. We don't want you to copy flat images you see on a computer screen. We want you to watch video lessons to learn the principles of life drawing, proportions of a human figure, anatomy for artists, and know-how of life drawing methods, and then apply those principles in your own figurative artworks that you do from life, memory, and imagination. Life Drawing Academy video lessons are not watch me drawing and repeat after me tutorials. We give you the knowledge and know-how. You use that knowledge in your creative works. Please do not carbon copy artworks you see in video lessons. Such practice has very shallow educational value. Instead, when watching course videos, memorize the human body proportions, understand the principles of life drawing and its sequential steps, and get familiar with anatomy for artists and proficient rendering techniques. Such information is not unique to some particular pose or artwork. It can be applied for every figure and portrait drawing you do from life. To give you such solid and useful information is the objective of this course. In the Life Drawing Academy course, you will discover professional know-how of drawing human figures and portraits, traditional approach of life drawing as taught in the best Russian art academies, various methods of life drawing, how to use soft drawing materials for life drawing, classical canons of human body proportions, anatomy for figurative artists, how to draw standing, sitting, and reclining poses. In the Life Drawing Academy, you will discover unique methods of life drawing that were developed by the course tutors. You will learn the unique way of drawing a human skull that was invented by Vladimir London and is not taught anywhere else. You will discover unique methods of drawing facial features that will advance your portrait drawing skills. How to depict emotions in portraiture, gesture sketching, how to draw draperies and clothed figures, and much more. Taking this course does not require hiring life models. Unless you live in some deserted cave in total darkness, you already have access to life models, yourself and people you see in everyday life. So you can do self-portraits and sketch people you see around you. The Life Drawing Academy is not only about life drawing, it is also about drawing figurative artworks from memory and imagination. What you will learn in this course will put your figurative skills on a higher level, whether you practice figure drawing from life or imagination. In the Life Drawing Academy, we teach how to make drawings of figures and portraits in a realistic manner from life. This art course is packed with trade secrets and know-how you will not get in any American or European art college. To get such knowledge, you would have to enter one of the leading Russian art academies. Life Drawing Academy is your unique opportunity to learn life drawing skills from professional artists and art teachers from Russia who created this course for you. Now you can improve your art skills with the full support of dedicated art tutors. The price you pay today is the only fee for your lifetime membership and unlimited personal support by the course tutors. This support includes artworks critique and advice on how to improve your life drawing skills. This feedback is provided via email for the lifetime of the course, at no extra charge. Personal tutoring is also available on a one-to-one basis and includes tailored curriculum specifically created for your level of drawing skills, and is provided for a lifetime as well. Do you know of any art colleges or academies where you can get an art teacher for a lifetime on the same basis? If you ever plan to draw people, you can't go without learning good skills of life drawing. To learn these skills, enroll in this course now. It takes only one click to start your professional art education. We'll see you in a minute when you enroll.